Now from the cathode ray experiment, charge by mass ratio is 1.76 into 10 to the power 11 per coulomb per kg, and charge on an electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Okay. By solving these two, we can get the mass of an electron, which is found to be around 9.109 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. And the same value in AMU is approximately 1 upon 1836 AMU or 1 upon 1836 U. Okay. U is the unit of atomic mass, okay, which is equal to 1 upon Avogadro's number times gram. 1 upon Na grams is 1 AMU or 1 U. Approximately, the mass of an electron is 1 upon 1836 U, which is very, very small with respect to mass of a proton or mass of a neutron. We say that electron has a zero relative mass, negligible mass with respect to the entire mass of an atom. Therefore, electron का relative mass हम zero लेते हैं. So therefore, the symbol of an electron is written as E minus 1 and 0. Minus 1 represents the relative charge on an electron and 0 represents the relative mass. ठीक है? यहाँ तक किया था हमने last time. Okay, let us continue further. ठीक है?
Okay.
So let us start with the lecture 2, atomic structure lecture 2. Atomic structure lecture 2, discovery of electrons किया हमने. Next we'll do discovery of protons. Anyone has any doubt? अभी तक किसी को कुछ पूछना है? कोई भी query? ठीक है. If you have anything to say chat message में, तो put as a message to the host, not to the co-host. ठीक है? Because co-host का chat में access नहीं कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है? Host का chat में access कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है? If you have to put anything on chat, please put as a message in the host. ठीक है? Co-host login से I am just sharing my screen. Discovery of protons. It is an extension of the cathode ray experiment. Okay. We call discovery of protons was done with the help of anode rays or canal rays. So let us understand what are anode rays and canal rays. In the same experiment, the experiment of cathode rays, there was a glow that is produced at the anode end. There was some glow that was produced at the anode end. Okay. And in addition to that, it was observed that some faint glow is also produced at the cathode end. It was also found that some faint glow is also produced at the cathode end. This is the negative terminal, the cathode. This is the positive terminal, anode. Definitely some glow was produced at the anode end when coated with fluorescent screen. The glow was intensified. Okay. So earlier all focus of all the scientists was towards the anode end, the glow produced at anode end. So every experiment was performed on the glow that is being produced at the anode end. So all focus was on cathode rays. Once cathode rays were thoroughly studied, at least in their point of view, it was thoroughly studied. The charge to mass ratio was determined, its composition was determined. Then the focus shifted to the glow at the cathode end. Earlier, it was thought that maybe some particles, some cathode ray particles accidentally may travel backwards, resulting in some glow at the cathode end. Earlier, scientists का ध्यान बहुत ज़्यादा इस तरफ नहीं गया. Okay, they were ignorant about the glow produced at cathode end. They were mainly focused on the glow produced at anode end. But once all studies regarding the cathode rays were done, then some scientists start studying this glow that is being produced at the cathode end. तो किसी ने ऐसे रैंडमली सोचा कि हो सकता है देयर में भी सम पार्टिकल्स, अगर कोई नेगेटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल्स अगर एनोड की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं, देयर में बी some oppositely charged particles that is moving towards cathode. How to establish that there are some other particles traveling in the opposite direction? What he did, he used a perforated cathode. He used a perforated cathode instead of a normal cathode. He used a perforated cathode. Perforated cathode with holes. Okay. And if there are some particles traveling in the opposite direction, due to their kinetic energy, they will cross through these holes. Okay. And the cathode end was coated with a zinc sulfide screen, a fluorescent screen. The cathode end was coated with a zinc sulfide screen, a fluorescent screen. Okay. What was observed, that a significant glow was observed at the fluorescent screen in the cathode end also. Initially, when normal cathode was used, perforated cathode was not used, the glow was very, very faint. Almost no glow or very faint glow was observed. Some particles may accidentally cross from the sides of the cathode. उसके vacant spaces से अगर एक आध particle cross कर गया side के spaces से, उधर थोड़ा बहुत glow मिल रहा था. ठीक है, but when perforated cathode was used, a significant glow was produced. Zinc sulfide screen, the fluorescent screen, it started glowing, okay, in presence of a perforated cathode. So this indicated the presence of some other particles which are traveling in opposite directions from the cathode rays. They were termed as anode rays or canal rays. Why anode rays? The origin was assumed to be of anode, traveling from anode towards cathode. Canal rays, as they are passing through holes or canals in the cathode. Therefore, they were also termed as canal rays. Okay. Later on, this phenomenon was explained. The explanation for this phenomenon is when such high voltages, voltage of 10,000 to 20,000 volt is applied, and when pressure is reduced to such low values, this is connected to a suction pump, vacuum pump or suction pump. Okay, this is the discharge tube. The pressure inside the container is reduced to around 10 raised to minus 5 atm. At such low pressures and at such high voltages, the gas molecules undergo ionization. The gas molecules undergo ionization. They produce positive ions. They produce positive ions and electrons. They produce positive ions and electrons. Electrons start traveling in the opposite direction. Electrons start traveling towards the positive plate. Making or constituting the cathode rays. The positive particles start traveling towards the cathode, constituting the anode rays. These positive particles cross the perforations and cathode, and they produce glow on the glass tube on the fluorescent screen behind the cathode. Okay. So while studying the anode ray experiment, the all focus was towards the cathode end. Okay. So now the properties of anode rays were also studied. Okay. And we'll summarize the properties of anode rays also. Okay. So let us summarize this. आ रहा है समझ में ये point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Summarize the properties of anode rays. Similar to cathode rays, they also travel in straight lines. They are also deflected by electric and magnetic fields. नोट कर लो जल्दी से. ठीक है. And the direction of deflection showed that they consist of positively charged particles. The direction of deflection showed that they consist of positively charged particles. Similar to cathode rays, they also have kinetic energies. And their charge to mass ratio is found to be dependent on the nature of gas present in the discharge tube. Present in the discharge tube. The charge to mass ratio was found to be dependent on the nature of gas present in the discharge tube. तो ये एक important result है. This result further confirms the explanation of cathode rays and anode rays. Suppose करो the gas inside the container is hydrogen gas. Okay. When such high voltages are applied, hydrogen molecule breaks into hydrogen atoms, and the hydrogen atoms ionize to give H plus and electron. Okay. Such high voltages can ionize even noble gases also. Okay. So hydrogen atoms, high voltage, will produce H plus and electron. Helium atoms on high voltage will produce He plus and electron. देखो, ionization of different gases are producing the same negative particle, but the positive particle being produced is different. Okay? They are producing the same negative particle which is found in the cathode rays, but different positive particle which is found in the anode rays. आ रहा है समझ में?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
As the negative particle is saying, the charge by mass ratio of cathode rays is a constant. It is independent of the gas taken. But the positive particles are different. The charge by mass ratio of positive particles is found to be different for different gases. Effectively, charge is +1, +1. Charge maybe +2 on some cases. ठीक है, but it was observed that the hydrogen atom results in highest value of charge by mass ratio for the anode rays. Hydrogen atoms result in highest value of charge by mass ratio for the anode rays, which shows that the mass of hydrogen is least. The charge by mass is maximum for hydrogen. So mass of the positive particle that is present in hydrogen is the least. And that was regarded as the smallest positive particle or the fundamental positive particle of an atom, which is now termed as a proton. Okay. This is an important point. Okay. When charge by mass ratio of anode rays were studied for different gases used in the discharge tube, it was found that charge to mass ratio of anode rays was maximum for hydrogen, which indicated that the positive particle present in hydrogen is the lightest positive particle. Okay. So it was considered that all other gases or other atoms or molecules contain positive particles, which is a multiple of the positive particle present in the hydrogen atom. So positive particle in the hydrogen atom was considered as the fundamental positive particle, which is now termed as a proton. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll write this point. Turn करूं पेज में?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everyone is comfortable with this?
Yes, sir.
Lecture flow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All is well at your homes? सब लोग health wise सब ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
टेक केयर. बॉम्बे में सिचुएशन कंट्रोल में है वैसे अभी, ठीक है, बट स्टिल इट्स क्वाइट क्रिटिकल अक्रॉस इंडिया. ठीक है, टेक केयर एवरीवन.
Thank you, sir.
We'll write this point. It was found that the E by M of anode rays was maximum for hydrogen atoms. This shows that hydrogen atom has the lightest positive particle which was later on termed as proton. Okay. Let me give you the value of E by M of anode rays for hydrogen. 1 second. Which is approximately E by M for proton, approximately 9.6 into 10 to the power 7 coulombs per kg. Charge on a proton is exactly same as the charge on an electron. The magnitude is same as charge on a proton, and charge on an electron. It is plus plus 1 E, plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, or plus 4.8 into 10 raised to minus 10 yes. So from here, we can find out the mass of proton. Okay, so we'll get mass of proton is equal to E upon E by M, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 9.6 into 10 to the 7. This comes out to be 16 by 9.6 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. This comes out to be 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Okay. This is around 1.007 U, which is approximately 1 U. This is how we write the mass of a proton. The symbol of a proton is, it has a relative mass of 1, relative charge of +1. P11, sometimes also written as H11. Okay. This, the lower number represents the relative charge. This is the relative mass. Clear है ये?
Yes.
एक सेकंड. Who is given the credit for discovery of protons?
Goldstein.
Goldstein. Goldstein is given the credit for discovery of neutrons, discovery of protons. अच्छा, ये सब पढ़ा है क्या तुम लोगों ने 10th में?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. टर्न करूं पेज?
टीचर ने एक्स्ट्रा नॉलेज दिया था तो उससे याद है.
ओके. फाउंडेशन में अगर कहीं किया होगा तुम लोगों ने अलग से जेई के लिए तो उसमें भी कराते हैं. टर्न करूं पेज?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we'll talk about discovery of neutrons. The neutrons were discovered quite late, very late. Yeah. In around 1930s, neutron were discovered. ठीक है, तो it's quite late after the First World War. तब तक periodic table भी discover हो चुका था. मतलब long form didn't come that time. Mendeleev's periodic table was there, but still many studies regarding atoms and molecules were done till that time. But we were unaware about the presence of some neutral particles also in an atom, which were later on termed as neutrons. So let us discuss in brief about the discovery of neutrons. Neutrons were discovered only after the discovery of radioactivity. Discovery of neutrons. So this was discovered only after the discovery of radioactivity. Okay. Radioactivity याद है, मैं brief में discuss किया था शायद से introductory lecture में. Radioactivity, can you come again? क्या कोई बताओ, what is radioactivity?
The decay of a substance with emission.
One second. Raise your hands. हाँ, बोलो ईशान.
So substances that decomposes or decays over a period of time and emits alpha, beta, and alpha particle, beta particle, or gamma ray.
Yeah. Okay. Arav, tell me.
So the decay of a substance over time with emissions.
Yeah. Radioactivity is the decay. It's not the substance. Substance that decays is a radioactive substance. So radioactivity is the phenomena where a substance or a atom, actually the nucleus of an atom decays on its own, spontaneously, and emits some particles such as alpha particles and beta particles, along with emission of some high energy radiation such as gamma rays. Okay. So we'll define radioactivity. It is the spontaneous emission of particles such as alpha particles, beta particles, etc., along with high energy radiations that is gamma rays from a substance. Okay, so let us discuss in brief what are alpha particles, what are beta particles, and what are gamma rays. Okay. Alpha particles are nothing but the doubly charged helium atom or the nucleus of helium atom, simply represented as alpha 42 or helium 42. Beta particles are nothing but electrons. And gamma rays are electromagnetic waves or simply radiations. Waves or radiations. They're not some particles which can be deflected by electric or magnetic field. They're simply electromagnetic waves or radiations similar to light. Yes, we're okay. क्या बोल रहा बोल? You have something doubt? Something is bothering you? Speak up. You have written something in chat, but you are not clear. Nucleus, electrons. Tell me. We're okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ravesh. Who is Virokesh Sharma?
Yes, sir.
हाँ बोल भाई क्या डाउट है तुझे?
No,
ये
I was just saying
दो
that
वीरोकेश शर्मा कौन है? वीरोकेश शर्मा अंधेरी और एक और वीरोकेश.
joined using 2 devices, one for audio.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है. बोल क्या बोल रहा है?
Sir, I was just saying that beta particles are not orbital electrons. They are electrons emitted from the nucleus.
Definitely, देखो, radioactivity is a nuclear phenomenon. All changes occur in the nucleus of an atom. We are not bothered about what happens from the orbital electrons or orbital electrons. We are not talking about that. Exact detailed discussion we are avoiding. Why we are avoiding? Because we have not yet studied the structure of an atom. Okay. But it was instrumental in the discovery of neutrons. Okay. So radioactivity was instrumental in the discovery of neutrons. इसलिए radioactivity का एक brief idea दे रहा हूँ. But detailed discussion of radioactivity is not complete without this complete study of atomic structure. Okay. So
Yes.
beta particles are electrons, but these are not the electrons present around the nucleus. These are electrons that are produced from some changes in the nucleus of an atom. Okay. ठीक है ना, यही पूछ रहा था।
Yes, sir.
How were the neutrons discovered? ठीक है, discovery of neutrons was done by Chadwick. ठीक है, when a thin sheet of beryllium is an alkaline earth metal, a group 2 metal, not necessarily an alkaline earth metal, it's a group 2 metal. When a thin sheet of beryllium is bombarded with high speed alpha particles. When a thin sheet of beryllium is bombarded with high speed alpha particles, some neutral particles with approximately the same mass as a proton were emitted. These were later on termed as neutrons. These were later on termed as neutrons. ठीक है, तो बेसिक चेंजेस देखो क्या हो रहा है एक्चुअली यहाँ पे. Beryllium has a mass of 9 and atomic number of 4. When alpha particles are bombarded on it, it results in a change, a nuclear reaction, where beryllium converts into carbon and some neutrons are emitted. ठीक है, तो न्यूट्रॉन का ये सिंबल हो गया. ठीक है, न्यूट्रॉन हैज a relative charge of 0. It's a neutral particle, has a relative mass of 1. Relative mass of neutron is 1. The relative charge is 0. Exact mass of neutron is around 1.008 U or 8 am. Exact mass of neutron is slightly more than the mass of a proton. ठीक है, क्लियर है ये?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
For an alpha particle, when we say that it's 4 2, so 4 is the relative mass. Its relative mass is 4, approximately 4 AMU. And 2 is the relative charge. It's a positively charged particle having a +2 relative charge. +2 is equivalent to +2e or +2 into 1.6 into 10 raised to -19 coulomb. ठीक है, पेज टर्न करूं?
1 second, sir.
एक सेकंड.
Yes, sir.
हो गया अभी?
Yes, sir.
नेक्स्ट। एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन देखो, कंपेयर द magnitude of the specific charge of alpha particles, protons, neutrons and electrons. Arrange them in increasing order. Okay, try it once. Yes, let's continue. 1 second. Neutron will have the 0 value. 1 second.
These are the top results.
E by m for neutron is 0. Let us calculate the relative values of E by m, not the exact values, relative values. E by m for electron, the charge is 1, minus 1, magnitude is plus 1. Mass, if you take it in AMU, mass will be 1836 AMU. This is 1836 E upon AMU. Okay. E by m of proton, if you take, charge is 1 E and mass is 1 AMU. This is 1 E upon AMU. And E by m of alpha particle, if you take, charge is 2 E, mass is 4 AMU. This is 1 by 2 E upon AMU. If you increase, if you arrange them in increasing order, तो सबसे पहले आ जाएगा neutron, then we'll get alpha particle, then we'll get proton, and then we'll get electron. Clear है ये? Understood?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now, based on this cathode ray and anode ray experiment, the first atomic model that was proposed was the Thomson's plum pudding model or the Thomson's watermelon model. Okay, let us discuss the first atomic model, the Thomson's plum pudding model. Okay, turn करूं page.
Yes, sir.
Thomson's atomic model. It is also known as the plum pudding model or the watermelon model. Okay, this model was proposed just to explain the cathode ray experiment. Okay, this model could explain the results derived in cathode ray experiment. As per this model, atom is a sphere of positive charge in which electrons are embedded. So the sphere of positive charge is like a pudding. With electrons as plums in the pudding. And the model is also called as the plum pudding model. Or we can say that the sphere of positive charge as the watermelon and seeds of the watermelon as electrons in the watermelon. Okay? The sphere of positive charge is the watermelon, and seeds inside it are the electrons. And this could explain the results of the cathode ray anode ray experiment. When high voltage is applied, this high voltage plucks out these embedded electrons from the atoms, from the sphere of positive charge. Okay. So high voltage, high positive charge will pluck out these electrons from which are embedded inside the pudding or embedded inside the atom. Okay. The positive ions start moving in the opposite direction, electrons start moving towards anode, and the positive ions start moving towards cathode. Okay. This could successfully explain the results of the cathode ray and anode ray experiment. It was widely accepted at that time, till before the Rutherford's atomic model came into picture. Okay. We'll talk about the Rutherford's atomic model and its calculations. Okay. चले Rutherford's atomic model करते हैं. But for going into calculations of Rutherford's atomic model, we will need to know some formulae of electrostatics, जो physics में हम electrostatics में पढ़ते हैं. So let me discuss in brief some formulae regarding electric charges or some formulae of electrostatics which we'll be using in the atomic structure chapter. Okay. So next topic we'll be doing is a small topic called as properties of charge. Let us discuss this. After that, we'll be doing the Rutherford's atomic model. Turn karo page.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Rutherford's or Rutherford's atomic model. Rutherford's ने और भी बहुत सारे important चीजें derive करी हैं. His contribution was very important in the development of atomic model, discovery of nucleus. Okay, and a unit of radioactivity is named after him. Okay, 1 Rutherford is 10 to the power 6 disintegrations per second. So even Madame Curie, who discovered radioactivity, the unit of radioactivity is also one of the units of radioactivity is also named after Curie. 1 Curie is 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 BT. So these scientists, they were working in different laboratories in around earlier 20th century, 1900s, 10s to 20s, 30s, etc. So they had some important major contributions in the study of atom or atomic structure, okay, which helped us in the further study of atoms. So Rutherford's atomic model करने से पहले, अच्छा मैं will not do Rutherford's atomic model first. Before doing Rutherford's atomic model, we'll do some properties of charged particles. Okay. We'll discuss in brief some formulae which we'll be using in our calculations in the Rutherford's model, Bohr's atomic model, and so on. So we'll summarize these formulae as under a topic called as properties of charge. Okay. इसमें सबसे पहला पॉइंट देखो, एक सेकेंड रुकना. प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ चार्ज में सबसे पहला पॉइंट लिखेंगे, चार्ज इज quantized. It's an important point. It's an important term, quantized. So let us discuss in brief what is quantization. Let us discuss in brief what is quantization. Any idea?
The
Bolo.
value of charge is in multiples of 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19.
Correct, perfectly fine. I'm talking what is quantization. Can you speak of what is quantization? Okay. He was perfectly correct when he said that value of charge on any object or any substance is always a multiple of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So if charge is Q, charge Q is always plus minus NE, where N is a whole number, and E is the magnitude of charge on an electron. N is a whole number, E is the magnitude of charge on one electron. So charge on any object is due to excess of electrons or deficiency of electrons. अभी तक थोड़ा बहुत कैटायंस और एनायंस का आइडिया तो तुम लोगों को लग गया होगा. सोडियम मेटल forms cations. Cation मतलब it forms positively charged ions. How does it form a positively charged ion? By losing an electron. सोडियम के पास 11 protons 11 electrons होते हैं. एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कम हो जाएगा तो it will have 11 protons and 10 electrons. Effectively, net charge will be equivalent to plus 1e. When we say that charge on sodium ion is plus 1, it is plus 1e. Similarly, talking about chlorine, it gains an electron from sodium to form Cl minus. Its lightest charge is minus 1. Actual charge is minus 1e. If we look at a charge, look at charge in atomic point of view, atoms have charge, atoms gain charge in terms of excess electrons or deficient electrons, and they will always gain electrons or lose electrons in some whole numbers. 2 electrons will be lost, 10 electrons will be lost. Accordingly, charge on an atom is a multiple of charge on an electron, and charge on the entire substance will be definitely based on number of ions present. 10 ions will result in some charge, 100 ions will result in some charge, 1000 ions will result in some charge. So always the total charge on a substance is a whole number multiple of the electronic charge. The magnitude of total charge on a substance is a whole number multiple of electronic charge. Okay? This is what we mean by charge is quantized. Quantization is a broader term. Okay? Quantization means if we say that a property is quantized, that means that property will have values which are multiples of some definite values. Okay. Let me explain this in, let me elaborate this more. Quantization. Okay. So charge is quantized का मतलब charge on a substance, charge on an atom, charge on a molecule, charge on an object is always going to be a multiple of electronic charge plus minus Ne. So when you study advanced physics, advanced modern physics or subatomic particles beyond electrons, protons and neutrons, you study about something called as leptons, quarks. Okay. So we're not talking about those particles. उन particles में charge हम E/3 to E/3 के terms में भी बात करते हैं. ठीक है. So we're not talking about those particles. Those particles are produced in exceptional circumstances. Okay? We're not talking about those. In general, charge is quantized. हम chemical bonding में chapter पढ़ेंगे, section पढ़ेंगे resonance. ठीक है, रेजोनेंस इन केमिकल बॉन्डिंग, वहां पे देखना हम एटम्स के ऊपर प्लस हाफ माइनस हाफ ऐसे चार्जेस भी रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे। दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट the entire molecule can have a plus half or minus half charge. Entire molecule will always have a charge of +1 or -1. The total charge will always be a multiple of electronic charge. Okay? So this is always correct, except for ignoring the subatomic particles beyond electron, protons, and neutrons. This will always be correct. Okay? Now let us discuss what is quantization, because हम और भी properties के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. Bohr's model में पढ़ेंगे energy is quantized, angular momentum is quantized. So quantization is going to be an important term. ठीक है, quantization में explain करता हूँ. What is quantization? When a property or a quantity is quantized, it can have some definite values only. It can have some definite values only. And no value between those definite values, between those, no other value between those definite values are possible. एक illustration से explain करता हूँ. ठीक है, think of two slopes. One slope which has stairs. Okay, and another smooth slope. We have a ball that is falling downwards. Okay, if we are measuring the gravitational potential energy, suppose height of each of these steps is 1 meter. Total 336 meters. And suppose this also is 6 meters. Okay. So the potential energy of the ball changes as it is initially 6 mg. As it falls down, it changes to 5 mg. Okay. It changes to 4 mg and so on. यहाँ पे देखेंगे, यहाँ पे potential energy 6 mg and it gradually changes. The ball rolls down, the height gradually decreases. It changes from 6 to 5.9 to 5.8, take it to 5.79 and so on. So in the second case, suppose करो इसको मैंने ऐसे case 1 लिखा, suppose करो ऐसे case 2 लिखा. In the second case, there is a continuous or gradual decrease in the potential energy of the ball as it falls down. Whereas in the first case, the potential energy decreases in steps. 6 mg to 5 mg, 5 mg to 4 mg, 4 mg to 3 mg, and so on. In the first case, we say that potential energy has quantized values. It has fixed values, okay, which are separated by intervals of 1 mg, 6 mg, 5 mg, 4 mg, 3 mg. Whereas the case 2 will say that potential energy decreases continuously. आ रहा समझ में?
Yes, sir.
So in the case 1, we say that potential energy is quantized. In the case 2, we say that the potential energy is not quantized. So this is what we mean by quantization. ठीक है, case 1, the gravitational potential energy is quantized. In the case 2, the gravitational potential energy changes continuously, is not quantized. Note it down. So this is what we mean by quantization. Turn करूं?
So just a second. हो गया अभी? Yes, sir.
We'll continue with properties of charge. Second point लिखेंगे इसमें हम. Most obvious, like charges repel and opposite charges attract. Third point, it is related to the force between two charged particles. If we have a charged particle Q1 and the charged particle Q2 separated by a distance R, the force is found to be directly proportional to magnitude of charged particle Q1. Force is proportional to magnitude of charge on the charged particle Q2. It is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the charged particles. The force is found to be proportional to Q1, Q2 upon R square. Okay. If you put the charges with sign, we can have forces as negative or positive. So if we replace the proportionality sign by equality sign, we'll get some constant into Q1, Q2 upon R square. If you put it with sign, we'll get force is equal to K Q1, Q2 upon R square. And if force is positive, mod of force is mod of force, because force is a vector quantity. As force is a vector quantity, force can have signs, positive or negative sign. तो यहाँ पे देखो अगर Q1, Q2 का दोनों का sign same है, they are like charges. If both Q1 and Q2 have the same sign, both are negative or both are positive, then F is positive. Force positive indicates repulsion. And if both Q and Q2 have opposite signs, so positive and negative values of force are indicating two different directions of force. एक attraction force और एक repulsion force. Both Q and Q2 have opposite signs. We say that force is negative, and negative force means attraction. ठीक है? तो ऑब्वियस है, सपोज करो एक पार्टिकल Q1 है और सेकंड there's another particle along the line of it, that is Q2. Now there can be two directions of forces. Okay, one of them the attraction or repulsion. One direction of force may be towards the right hand side. One direction of force may be towards the left hand side. Okay, so resulting in, so this is the attraction force and this is the repulsion force. So two directions, one of them will be assigned a positive sign, one of them will be assigned a negative sign. समझा ये?
Yes.
The value of this constant K has been known to us. Okay. The value of this constant K is written as, its value of this constant is different in different medium. The value of this constant K is approximately 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. This is the value of K in vacuum or air. Air may be approximately same value, but in different mediums, the values may slightly decrease. Value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. We'll continue with this the next time. Okay. Homework next time onwards मैं दूंगा homework. ठीक है. अभी तक we have not yet. We're just covering the basics. मैं reading assignment देता हूँ तुम लोगों को. रुको एक मिनट. NCERT book. NCERT book में actually atomic structure is the second chapter. You all have NCERT books?
Yes.
I don't have it yet.
So we have the
Basically, you know
module.
about the PDF.
I can share the PDF on the group. Have you joined the PDF group?
Yes, sir.
Group?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll share the NCERT PDF on the group.
So the NCERT PDF is available on the website also.
Yeah, it's available on the online on website. Anyone can download. It's free available. Okay.
So is this it for the class?
Yeah, this is today. I'm ending the discussion. No theory, no more theory. Let me share it in case anyone is finding it difficult.
So I had a question. What is that number? K is equal to what? What is that number?
The K is a constant. Okay. We can call it as whenever proportionality is replaced by equality, we get a constant term. The force is proportional to Q1, Q2 by R square. Force is equal to some constant into Q1, Q2 by R square. The constant is maybe called as an electrostatic constant. It is actually expressed in terms of another constant known as permittivity constant that I'll discuss in the next lecture briefly. The exact discussion is covered in physics, modern physics. Sorry, in electrostatics, but I'll discuss that in brief in the next lecture.
Okay, so
It can be termed as the electrostatic constant. The value is easy to remember: 9 into 10 to the power 9 meter square coulomb square. So it's important to at least keep in mind the value of this constant, because sometimes there will be questions that have to calculate the force and do some further calculations based on that. Okay. So this is not the only formula where this K is used. The formula for potential energy will also include the electrostatic potential energy will also include this term too. Okay. It's an important constant. Okay.
thank you, sir.
So atomic structure, NCERT, you may give it a reading for the first 5 pages till page number 30. NCERT till page number 30 starts from which page? It starts from page number 26. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. It talks about the Appelli-Thompson's model. It talks about Appelli-Thompson's model. Okay. Before Rutherford's model you have to study. It's a reading assignment from NCERT. Okay. So read NCERT. Page 26 to 30. यहाँ पे in section में NCERT में the calculation of charge by mass ratio is also explained in brief. ठीक है. So read that. I have not discussed that part in the class. If you find it difficult, I'll explain that in brief. ठीक है. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
चलो, take care everyone. I'm ending the lecture.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.